right, what's up everybody? Welcome to downtown Miami. What I want to do tonight, really quickly, I want to check out another notable development site right here in downtown Miami. Now, if you joined the live stream about 2 days ago, we were checking out the one and only construction site of the Mandarin Oriental Residences, which is a really, really interesting project. They're going to spend over $1 billion on it. And with the current Mandarin Oriental Hotel, if you've ever stayed there on Brickell Key, that's actually going to come down. So they're going to tear that down in 2025, and you're going to have two towers. You're going to have the North Tower and the South Tower at the Mandarin Oriental. And one of them is going to be an unbelievable residence, which they're already starting to sell through some units, so should be interesting. But it's a beautiful night in downtown Miami. We're looking over the Metro Mover as well as the Intercontinental Hotel and City. You can see the Bayside Marketplace to your right, but also I think you guys are going to be really, really impressed with the Waldorf Astoria residences that's going up. We have the first 9 stories above ground, and I was taking a look at it today, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So that's what we'll do tonight. I see Lena Sandoval. I see Professor Dario. Welcome, Professor. I see Action Kid is here. What's going on? I'm sure you're excited to see all the different changes here in downtown Miami. I would say Action Kid and I are two, what would you call it, Miami transplants? Is that what they call it? Anyway, yeah, I mean, a lot has changed. I haven't really been spending much time in Miami, at least not as much time as I'd like. So we'll take a lap over by the Kaseya Center as well, and maybe check out the Miami Worldcenter. Kevin, good to see you. Nicholas, cheers. Alan, Philip, Doc 7, always a pleasure. Maria, DC322, Melissa White. Now, also today was a pretty solid day in the markets. As projected about 6 months ago, Tesla hitting a new all-time record high today. I think this is just the start of the move. We just kind of hammered over the 2021 highs, and I think we hit an intraday high of about 420 on Tesla. So that's been just a monster stock, massive gains this year for that. In any event, everyone, here it is. This is the official construction site of the Waldorf Astoria residences. What do you think? It is officially above ground now. Now what we're looking at is soon to be the tallest residential tower south of the World Trade Center. And at least it's coming along nicely. I mean, it looks, at least they're making progress on it, unlike some of the other buildings. But at least we got about 7 to 9 stories above ground now. I want to cross the street to the other side just so we can see it from a further away angle. I mean, there's so much new product coming on the market, and it's actually nice to see a project that's quite literally getting above ground, if you will. So we'll quickly scurry across the street. And before we get started, we'll just kind of get a better visual of it. Wow. So if anybody's curious about this project, if you go on Google and you want to see some of the renderings of the project, just type in Miami, Florida, Waldorf Astoria Residences, and you'll see it. It's a super unique piece of engineering. It's quite literally 6 to 8 cubes stacked on top of one another, kind of mixed and matched, and you can kind of see the cubes coming along here. It's pretty interesting. Now looking up, I can't even imagine how tall and interesting this is going to look, right? I mean, this is going to dwarf every single building in downtown Miami. This is going to be pretty crazy. So once again, this is the construction site of the Waldorf Astoria residences. You're going to be right in front of Bayside Marketplace. So if you have a high floor unit, you're going to be able to see, I mean, my God, you're going to be all the way out to South Beach. It's almost going to be like an observation deck, pretty much. Pretty cool stuff. And then as you look to your right, you're going to have the 200 Southeast Financial Center, the Intercontinental Hotel, and all that. So let's take a look at some of the new renovations to the Bayside Marketplace, too. I see Harry is here. Chris, good to see you. Donna says 90 floors, indeed. DC322 says, yeah, the Aston Martin building is also incredible. It's really, really something. Kevin says, I really wish I was in Miami tonight. It's freezing here in Michigan. Well, definitely plan a trip to Miami because it is the place to be. Action Kid says, I wonder how One Bayfront Plaza is doing. I think their demolition permit got approved or something. Yeah, you're right. So we're going to walk past that tonight. And there's been some serious material changes there. The building, it's almost like a half demo already. I can't really explain it, but we're going to walk by it tonight. So what Action Kid is talking about is going to be right at the end of the block here by the 200 Southeast Financial Center. This is going to be one of the biggest Class A office tower projects in Miami's history. It's going to be a super tall, and there's going to be a connecting bridge to the Metro Mover. So we will walk past that tonight, and they're going to demo that really nasty looking kind of parking garage. So it should be pretty nice. But here's another look. This is probably the best angle we're going to get tonight of the construction site right ahead of us of the Waldorf Astoria residences. I mean, this is looking towards the Freedom Tower here, as well as the Paramount Tower and the Kaseya Center. So if you continue down Biscayne Boulevard, there it is, right here. So if you follow this crane all the way up, this is going to be over 1,000 feet tall. It's going to be the tallest residential building in Miami. Pretty crazy. Anyway, I'm sure the audio and visual is good, but we'll just quickly do the audio and visual check. And assuming everything is good, we'll just kick this off. It'll probably be a little bit shorter than normal stream. But thanks everybody for joining. This is the Torch of Friendship here. And maybe we'll check out the Miami Worldcenter as well. All right, Lena Sandoval says it's good. Professor Dario says it's good. Green 007, Anna, Lark Bark, always a pleasure. Brian says in Miami, buildings have to be demolished for new buildings because there's no space left. Generally, I think you could probably say that about every kind of major city, particularly New York. But you're right. I mean, it's just the land is really what's of value in Miami. Now, one of the interesting things to kind of piggyback off of your point that we've been talking about is a lot of the older condo buildings in Miami, particularly after the Surfside tragedy, are getting hit with pretty sizable special assessments. So let's say if it's a condo building, let's say there's 100 units in the building and the average price of a condo is right around $250,000 to $300,000. In some cases, the special assessments can come out to be like $50,000 to $100,000, which, you know, it's not really worth putting that much money into the building if it's almost 100% of the valuation of your condo. So oftentimes you'll have these big developers or private equity shops come in and just do a buyout. They'll buy everybody out, and then they'll demolish the entire condo, And now the land that sits under the condo is now worth more than the building that originally sat on top of it, right? Because then you could market that to a developer and you could build, one of these beautiful, luxurious towers that's probably going to trade for a lot of money. This is the Elser here. This is a very interesting building, the one we're looking at right now, because it's fully furnished units, studios to about 4 bedrooms, and you could purchase them, and it's kind of like an Airbnb, like short-term rental kind of portal program. So if you're one of those snowbirds where you only spend, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 months in Miami, you could buy one of these, and then when you're not here, it just kind of gets rented out in that hotel pool, which is quite interesting. Someone is here, D is here. What's going on? Sunshine after rain. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for joining us and welcome to downtown Miami. Papa Smurf OG. The FDNY is in the house. Always a pleasure. Now you guys, talking about Miami real estate, I took everybody by the Mandarin Oriental Residences construction site. If you look at some of the pre-sales there, they started around $2,400 a square foot, and they go all the way up to over $3,000 a foot. That's like ultra luxury New York City pricing, if you think about it. And I was on the phone with one of the salespeople at the Mandarin Oriental Miami, and he was saying over the Thanksgiving week, they have 10 accounted for just on that week. So, Miami is really changing if investors are willing to, spend $2,500 a foot up to $3,000 a square foot on some of these condos. That's pretty wild stuff. Then again, Swire Properties always does just an unbelievable job. It's going to be like over the top luxury for sure. Let me see if I can get the front of the Elser here. Hey, Marcelo says, hello, Tom. Nice to see you again. Florida boy in Atlanta. This is downtown Miami, looking good. Bruno is here from Brazil. Good to see you, Bruno. We were just talking about Brazil as it relates to Miami. A lot of Brazilians are coming down to Miami, and a lot of Brazilians, for whatever reason, really like Fisher Island, right off the coast of South Point Park. But here's what we'll do. Let's continue on. We'll check out the Kaseya Center. And what I want to do is walk the new Miami Worldcenter, which I haven't seen in a long time. So this is going to be exciting both for me and you guys. So Action Kids, did you hear that Google's Waymo is coming to Miami? I did. That's huge news. Now, I feel like Google's Waymo should come to New York City as well. Maybe Miami's a little bit better city for it. New York City is just so hectic. But that's tremendous news. Miami is a very futuristic, kind of tech-first, tech-focused city. So I'm glad that Waymo chose Miami to do so. But, out of all the ritzy-glitzy apartment buildings in Miami, this building, the Freedom Tower, is my all-time favorite. This is where the vast majority of Cuban immigrants came to the United States. DC 322 says GM is ending its autonomous vehicle program. Now, speaking of self-driving autonomous vehicles, today, as expected, I remember writing a piece on this all the way back in April saying that Tesla has bottomed. And Tesla has now hit a new all-time record high today. Intraday, we hit about $420 a share for Tesla. And usually, as we've reviewed, once a stock kind of emerges out of a 4-year base with the fundamental factors, particularly talking about a fundamental factor for Tesla, gross margins are expanding again. You have just record profitability and record margins in the energy business at Tesla. This is usually just the start of a move, the start of the move here in Tesla. So it's been a top performing stock this year for 2024. And I think you can expect much higher prices for Tesla moving forward now that we've notched this new all-time record high. So congratulations to shareholders. This has been really incredible stuff here. Yeah, Diane says we have Google Waymo here in Phoenix/Tempe, Arizona. Zozo Bob, welcome. We're right outside of the Kaseya Center. Michelle, what's going on? Good to see you. You also had really outsized performance this year from Walmart and Costco. I was kind of doing the closer to year-end tallies, and Walmart is a higher year-to-date gain than Microsoft. That's another kind of company/stock we've been bullish on. I think the biggest value proposition with the Walmart is just the sheer scale of the infrastructure for distribution. This is where we're going to go over here by the Paramount Tower. I think this has some of the highest density of luxury amenities in any building in the United States, but we're also going to check out the Miami Worldcenter down there. But if you think about where the future is headed, the future is headed for ultra convenience. And if you look at the growth in e-commerce sales at Walmart over the last year, I think it's 30% plus sales growth in e-commerce. And their stores, I think I read something, they're trying to get many of their stores, I don't know how I could explain this. So they want to have a store within 90 miles of any given major metropolitan hub. And if you're ordering online from Walmart, obviously you have the big distribution centers, but you could also use the individual stores as distribution centers for same-day delivery or even 3-hour delivery, right? It's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to compete with Walmart on same-day delivery, 3-hour delivery, just because of the sheer size of the distribution centers and the network, right? 3PL logistics. It's going to be pretty impossible. So Walmart has been a great, great own and a very, very well-run company. Rocky Rocks has had Tesla-designed Cybertruck like the F-150 or similar with open bed. Just imagine how many they would have sold. I don't know. I feel as if many people buy Tesla just because it's so much different than everything else, right? I mean, I don't know if a person ever said, oh, I want to buy a Tesla because it looks like a Ford or it looks like, a Toyota. Many people want to buy a Tesla because it's super unique and it just doesn't look like anything else. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Florida boy in Atlantis is my Model 3, navigated through a construction zone like a champ today. Adjusted to a detour with ease. Absolutely amazing. So are you referring to the, what's it called? The self-driving package, I'm assuming? Hey, Esmeralda, good to see you. Yeah, we're back in the 305. Super excited about that. We're just waiting for this light here. And then we're going to check out the Miami Worldcenter, which I have not yet seen. Hey, New England Crypto, what's going on? We've had a pretty strong rally in Bitcoin back above 100,000. I believe we have six-figure Bitcoin again. So markets pretty much across the board have been performing well. Look at that little delivery robot. Those things are pretty cool, those delivery robots. Hey, Paul says we just had a massive Amazon warehouse open around 15 minutes from my house in Rhode Island. We also have 9 Walmarts here, so it'll be interesting to see which business Rhode Island consumers choose more. Yeah, I mean, to your point, that's been another monster stock, right? Amazon stock has been a laggard this year up until about the last 3 months. But now that we've broken out into new all-time record high territory, I think that stock is going to fly as well. The move is just getting started there, right? And the vast majority of my bull case for Amazon has nothing to do with Amazon's quote-unquote core business. It's mainly the hyperscaler business, the cloud business, right? I could really give a shit about, or excuse my language, I mean, I could care less about the e-commerce business. The main thing that's going to drive the majority of growth is the AWS business. That's going to be absolutely massive. Now, Jeff Bezos obviously gave that interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin, and he said, look, it's kind of funny. I announced my quote-unquote retirement, but I've never worked as hard as I'm working right now at Amazon on artificial intelligence in the cloud. So, but I mean, you're right. Amazon is another company who already has the massive infrastructure, right? Amazon has already lost money for 12 years, right? Building their massive infrastructure. So doing that, they've created a major moat, right? Kind of Warren Buffett talks about those moats around the business with Whole Foods, Amazon, the distribution network, the 3PL and logistics. There's no way a newcomer is going to be able to compete with Amazon on really anything. Now, just wait until we start having drone delivery. I was reading an article in Investors Business Daily the other day, and apparently Walmart is experimenting with drone delivery. So out in rural areas, Walmart will actually deliver your, groceries and stuff with a drone, which is just absolutely insane. Here's the Metro Mover station for the Park West. And this is the Paramount Tower. But we are going to continue to head. This is pretty much like a new city that we're going to explore right now. Yeah, Lisa's New Jersey already has drone delivery. Now, I gotta segue because I'm very, very curious about this. Okay, I'm very, very curious. Does anybody know what's going on with those drones that are flying all over New Jersey? I just heard about this the other day. Actually, one of you sent me a video on the X platform, and apparently there are these unidentified drone crafts that are flying all over New Jersey and nobody knows what they are. Now, apparently there was a hearing in New Jersey with the governor and a lot of the other local politicians, and it turns out that the hearing was just a complete waste of time because nobody knows what they are and nobody has an explanation. The only piece of information that we have from our government is that they're not harmful to us. So we don't know what they are, we have no idea where they're coming from, but we do know that they're not harmful? How does that work out? I'm super intrigued by this whole story. Anyway. Guys, this is Miami Worldcenter, and what we're looking at right now is going to be the new Apple store here. And these are going to be new condos. The building to the left is the Flow, which is the startup by, what's it called? Adam Newman. Zozo Bob's, how do they not know what the drones are? Yeah, I have no idea. It's interesting, right? It's extremely, extremely interesting. Yeah, it's like, wouldn't we be able to at least find out where these drones are landing? Anyway, I don't know. Wow, honest as we have robots who deliver laptops at work. Very cool. All right, everyone, here's the Paramount Tower at Miami Worldcenter. Someone says, representative from New Jersey claims it's an Iraqi mothership off the East Coast. I just don't see how that's possible, because we would pick up on that in a second, and I would assume our government would never allow that. So this is going to be that pretty much like a newly opened mini city back here. Wow, this is cool. So let me try to get the camera up over the fence here, but you could see Miami Worldcenter, and this should be the main Apple store. I'm not too sure what you guys could see over the fence here. But this is supposedly going to be a huge flagship Apple store. Now let's continue to walk down here and we'll check out Flow. I'm sure many of you have heard of WeWork. WeWork was a massive, massive company, still is, that, we could spend 2 hours on dissecting what went wrong at WeWork, but Masayoshi Son of SoftBank made major investments into Adam Neumann and company over there at WeWork, and now Adam Neumann is at it again with his new startup, Flow, Flow, which is right here. So let's walk over and check it out. It's a similar concept to WeWork, but I guess it's different because it has to do with residences. But on first impressions, everything looks pretty clean. Everything looks pretty modern. So they give you an overview of what is open right now, because obviously the majority of this stuff is not open. So you have the Sephora, Lululemon, Ray-Ban, Lucky Strike, Lucid Motors, Museum of Ice Cream. This is one of my favorite views in Miami. This building right here is the 1000 Museum. That's a Zaha Hadid building. Really, really stunning. So you can see the downtown Miami skyline from the back a little bit here, which is cool. So here's that Flow. You see it? Very unique. I think we may have to press the button and then go across.
Yellow lights are flashing.
Wow. I mean, everything looks really modern and very, very brand new and cool. Diana says, any thoughts on the Alexander brothers arrest? Another crazy situation. I don't know. I've never really done business with them. But apparently they are running a huge sex trafficking ring. I mean, look, after the COVID pandemic, absolutely nothing surprises me anymore. So any outlandish and wild news, I'm not desensitized to it, but I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. It's incredibly sad and horrible if it's true. Wow, this is like a little cool bar here. Yeah, Action Kid, the bike lane does not have any construction detour now. And I think, if you spend more time in Miami, I'm not sure when that is for you, but the bike infrastructure in Miami is so much better. I mean, my God, especially in Little Buenos Aires. This is like a little cigar and cocktail lounge. It's very nice over here, and the smell is fantastic. I don't know if they're putting something in the air, but it smells awesome. This is a cool area over here. It definitely is a very much Miami vibe. Let's just say that. Hey, Troy Atman says, Tom, Tesla just cranked over $340 a share in overnight trading. Yeah, Troy, I mean, there was a lot of people, that are very, very good money managers, many of which I respect and I know, had big short positions on Tesla that have been forced to cover over the past few days. But, like we said, I mean, we've been writing about this since April. I said Tesla bottomed in April. This is, and then, by the way, the move hasn't even started yet, right? Everybody talks about, oh my God, Tesla is at 420, right? Because it hit a new all-time record high today. This isn't even the start of the move. It hasn't even started, okay? It's not even inning one. It's like they just played the national anthem. That's how these monsters move after they break out of a 4-year base, on top of all of the massive fundamentals that we talk about each and every night for Tesla, right? The autonomous driving, the big data, and the energy play, right? Tesla's energy business has 30% margins and is growing double digits quarter over quarter. This thing is going to be a monster. And now that we're in blue sky territory, there's a lot of big names that you're probably going to see come out over the next 2 weeks. So make sure you're paying attention to like the financial news, like Bloomberg and stuff. Mark my words, you're going to see some big, notable short selling funds. It's going to be front page of, CNBC, New York Times, not New York Times, Financial Times. They've blown out. They're done. As of today, well, probably if Tesla runs to about 450, it's the firms are done. That have had these massive short positions on Tesla, total liquidation. So that's a little piece of intel for you. All right, let's actually make this right and check out, because I'm very curious about this company, Flow. I don't really know too much about it, just to be fully transparent, but Flow is, I believe they raised money from Andreessen Horowitz, the A16Z founder. But, I mean, I don't know. Apparently Flow is kind of like a WeWork, but for residential space. Does anybody know exactly the business model? I mean, it looks nice. I mean, the landscaping's really nice. I like the vibe. It's a very, very Miami vibe. Let's see what they posted the office hours here, so let's see what the office hours are. At 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Flow Miami. I mean, there's definitely no pun intended, there is definitely a nice flow of people constantly coming in and out of here. But this is my favorite view here. You see 1000 Museum, the Paramount Tower. It's just like a super futuristic city. I really, really like that look. Now, if you're just joining us, one of the things we did when we first started the live broadcast tonight is we're checking out the brand new Waldorf Astoria in Miami, which is now about 9 stories above ground, which is really impressive. And the building looks quite unique, so to speak. So maybe on the way back we can have yet another look at it. If you joined our Miami live stream about 2 days ago, we did a tour of the construction site of the Mandarin Oriental residences. The price per square foot ranges from about $2,600 a foot all the way to $3,000 per foot at the Mandarin Oriental. Those are like luxury, top-tick New York City pricing. So, you know, it's a big shift for Miami to be able to command those types of pricing. This is Maple and Ash, coming in 2025. Hey, Kyle Smith is here. Good to see you. Sabrina Fair, welcome to the Miami Worldcenter. Troy Atman says, Flo, the business model involves acquiring and managing residential properties, likely using a rental or leasing model. Seems like they're just a landlord, I guess. I don't know. Adam Newman, if anybody is interested in sales, becoming a salesperson, Adam Newman is probably the greatest salesperson alive. And it's also kind of encouraging. Oh, here's the new Lululemon. See, guys, this is brand new. So most of this stuff is not even open. They're pretty much building a new city here. So the stuff that is open, they try to make it as clear as possible to tell us what is open. But this whole building here, this kitchen and bar, Earl's Kitchen and Bar, I mean, this is going to come probably 2025, maybe 2026. I don't know. I mean, everything looks good. Obviously, behind this is going to be the main flagship Apple store. But everything looks really unique. But one of the things that I was going to say about Adam Newman, and this is what's really encouraging about the United States of America, and Jeff Bezos kind of touched on this in his interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin, it's that the ease of access, the ease to be able to raise money in the United States for an opportunity that has maybe like a 10% chance of working, you don't have that anywhere else in the world but America. So think about Adam Newman, right? Founder of WeWork. Investors took multi-billion-dollar losses on WeWork, particularly SoftBank and Masayoshi Son. After the monstrous fallout from WeWork, he's now able to raise VC money again from some of the top venture capitalists like Andreessen Horowitz over at A16Z and launch another venture after his first venture lost billions and billions of dollars. So just because you fail at something once doesn't mean it's over. You know, people will give you a chance. So never quit. I think that's probably the biggest lesson there. This looks like a rental building. Oh, Serafina is coming. This is big in New York City. Looks like there's one coming in Miami. I mean, there's just such a high density of restaurants coming here. Doesn't it seem like that? Hopefully there'll be enough business to service all of them, but I don't know. What are you guys' first impressions of the Miami Worldcenter? I really haven't walked this, I'm going to say maybe over a year now. I haven't walked the construction area of Miami Worldcenter. Hey, Crispy, the one and only. Good to see you. This is Hey Tom and everybody. Hope you're having a great evening. We're checking out some interesting stuff here. Lucky Strike. This one's open. I don't even know what that is. This is the Citizen Hotel. Citizen M Hotel. This is pretty unique. Anybody ever been here? Does look pretty busy. I mean, people are staying here. Oh, CPQ Trainer says Lucky Strike is a bowling alley. Ah, I didn't know that. Good to see you, CPQ Trainer. Connor, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Z says, do I have on a jacket? I do not have on a jacket. Hey, Jean-Paul says it's only 50% built. It's the second largest project in the country after the Hudson Yards. I mean, it definitely seems like it. I'm pretty impressed. I think it looks very futuristic, and I think it fits very well with the Miami vibe, right? I would say this style of construction would not fit well in a city like New York, but it fits perfectly with Miami. It's like very tropical. It's like I'm in a futuristic city. It's almost like you're living in like 2080 or something, or maybe even later, perhaps. I think it flows really well. I think it fits. I like it a lot. Do you guys want to see the mechanical or the cryptocurrency bowl, I should say? If you've watched our New York City live streams, obviously you've probably seen the Wall Street Bowl, right? That's on Broadway. But Miami has its own spin on its bowl. It's over at the Miami-Dade College. And I remember I was at the Bitcoin conference in 2022 that took place at the Miami Beach Convention Center in South Beach. And they were just unveiling the Crypto Bowl. And its final resting place is at the Miami-Dade College right here. It's a little bit of a walk, but we might as well walk over there. I haven't been over there in a long time. Right behind the Freedom Tower. That's my favorite building in all of Miami right here. Esmeralda, this is the monorail above us. No, this is the Metro Mover station. So right above us is the Metro Mover. I believe it's actually called the Freedom Tower Station, I think. Yeah, it appears that way.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Hey, good to see you. I feel like the Freedom Tower Station was closed down. Oh, that's right. Yeah, actually, kids, I hope the power-hungry security guard isn't on campus. That's true. Now, I went to... If anybody is in the Miami-Dade area, and if you're interested in business and in finance, I would recommend that you join the Economic Club of Miami. It's a great group over there, and they put on some really awesome events. It's really good for networking. I attended the Citadel Securities event at the Economic Club of Miami, where they interviewed Ken Griffin, also the mayor of Miami. And Ken is wildly optimistic on the city of Miami. And he says Miami, Florida is what America is all about. It's really what America should be. You know, a can-do attitude, low regulation, business-friendly environment, you know, a government that wants to help. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, just the explosiveness in Miami over the last few years, and I project that's going to continue, has been wild. Hey, sunshine after rain. Good to see you. Welcome back to Miami, I should say. Donna says we are long Miami. I am too. This is the Miami Culinary Institute. Chris L says too many hurricanes for my taste. Now, one thing that's really, really funny, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just the climate change or whatnot, but Miami, Florida hasn't gotten many hurricanes in the last 10 years. The vast majority of the hurricanes, for whatever reason, have been slamming the west coast of Florida, like Tampa, Sarasota. I don't know what it is. Usually Miami, Florida gets hammered, but Miami has been, you know, knock on wood, getting spared from all of the hurricanes. We haven't gotten a nasty, nasty hurricane in a long time. I don't know what it is. I'm not a meteorologist, but anyway, everyone, so we are now on the campus of Miami-Dade College. Here is the business center. Usually they have the ticker symbols of stocks going around, but look, this is the Artificial Intelligence Center at Miami-Dade College. Now, Ken Griffin has made significant investments into Miami-Dade College. So you have the Artificial Intelligence Center here, the business center here. I mean, there's just a lot of good resources to take advantage of. Oh, and here's the ticker symbols. Apple, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Alphabet. It's kind of cool, right? ExxonMobil, PG, Visa. And just at the end of this walkway here, you'll have the Crypto Bowl. Wow, Zozo Bob says the worst was Hurricane Andrew in 1992. It's been that long. Yeah, that's before I was even born. I wasn't even alive. That's wild. Really, is that the most recent one that did devastating damage? I could have sworn something else hit earlier or sooner. I don't know. Maybe I'll take your word for it. You are the Miami native. Okay, everybody. I want your honest thoughts. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the Miami Futuristic Mechanical Crypto Bowl. Thumbs up or thumbs down? It definitely does fit the overall vibe of Miami very well. Hey, what's up, Dave? Yeah, we're just checking out the bowl. Also, the Miami Worldcenter we checked out, which is insane. It's only about 50% done, but it does look amazing nonetheless. Chuck, yeah, none on this mechanical bowl. I guess there's none in cyberspace. But it definitely does fit the whole vibe of Miami, I should say. Hey, Brad, good to see you. Brad, what do you think about Tesla today hitting a new all-time record high? I think intraday Tesla hit about 420, and apparently after hours trading, it's trading at about 430. I think this is just the start of the move. The explosiveness of this move in Tesla is going to be just unbelievable, particularly now that everybody is really running to cover their shorts. This is going to be probably the most explosive stock move probably in the last 10 years. That's kind of where I'm betting. But let's go back now and check out the construction site of the Waldorf Astoria again. I really like the ticker tape here. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far, feel free to leave a like on the video. And click the subscribe button if you're new. Brad's is last I heard from my dad. He's thinking of selling his Tesla and going all in on leaps. Very bullish. Well, I think we could expect much higher prices for Tesla. I just really want to check out this artificial intelligence center at Miami-Dade College. Yeah, Crispy, the Waldorf Astoria is going to be residences in Miami. If you guys want to look at the renderings, just Google it, and it's essentially going to be like 9 blocks stacked on top of one another. If I was a little bit younger, in my teens, I would probably be here every day. I mean, what an amazing place to take advantage of. And again, Ken Griffin, I think, made a huge donation to Miami-Dade College. I believe they have a little bit of a piece of the Berlin Wall just off to the right here. Well, Brad, if you price it out, it actually may be a little bit cheap. Well, probably not as cheap as last week, because volatility is really cheap on the street right now. Look at this Jeep with the Christmas lights on. Hey, Andy is here. Good Good to see you, Andy. Welcome to Miami. Hope everything is going well in South Korea. So right to the left here, you'll be able to see it. I was saying the Mandarin Oriental, the starting price per square foot is like $2,400 a foot, and the most expensive unit at the Mandarin Oriental Brickell Key is going to go for just a hair over $3,000 a foot. And I was saying, that's New York City, new development pricing, like ultra luxury high end. So this is it. This is the back section of the Waldorf Astoria. To the left you have the showroom. Yeah, Troy, I heard that. Massive breakthrough with Google as it relates to quantum computing. Yeah, New England Crypto, the audio just changed because my microphone died, which is all right. It'll just be it'll be a lot windy, not a little, a lot windy. You'll notice it in the microphone. This is the food delivery robot. This is the site. So we have about 9 stories above ground now. See the tallest residential tower south of New York. Cristiano, welcome. Let me try to get you a little bit over the construction site. And this is going to be over 1,000 feet tall. Pretty wild stuff. We'll do one more look and then I gotta head out. I have a busy day tomorrow. So here is a little bit further back view of the the new Waldorf Astoria. This thing is going to be insane. Just a quick reminder, tomorrow, everybody, it is Thursday, so we're going to be sending out our free investing newsletter. We're going to be doing a 2025 outlook for the markets and such. So look out for that tomorrow afternoon. If you want to receive that for free, just scan the QR code on your screen and punch in your email, and you should get it right as the market closes. But until then, everybody, hopefully you enjoyed that. I want to try to get you to as many new construction sites as possible. We did the Mandarin Oriental. Now we did the Waldorf Astoria. Big day in the markets, brand new all-time record high for Tesla. Bitcoin back above $100,000. And maybe I'll get you guys up to Sunny Isles Beach to be able to see the St. Regis and the Bentley Tower. So until then, everybody, good night. I will see you tomorrow. Check out our Substack. Chris, thank you so much. DC322, Andy, Joseph Hardaway, Austin City Limits, Professor Dario. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow, live from Brickell, Miami. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.